Hello, everyone. Welcome to Immigration Live with Lee. I'm your host, Attorney Lee Marvin, and today is Monday, August 26th, 2024. Um, and I'm here, as always, to answer questions about immigration, to give updates, talk about news items, really everything related to immigration. Um, this is the most interesting program if people participate. Okay, so I always tell people put your comments, questions in the comments section. Okay, don't be shy because this is for you. I'm here for you. I do this because I like it, but I do it for you. Oh, yes, Mr. M from Nashville. So joining us from Nashville, Tennessee tonight. I always like to start the program by asking people where they're joining us from. I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where it's ridiculously hot. Mr. M, is it hot down there in Nashville? I know it is. I don't know how hot it is compared to where I am. It's just ridiculously hot. So not very common here in Michigan to be in the 90s this time of year, but it is. So, but we make the best of it. So again, welcome everyone. Please post your questions and comments in the comments section. Okay. So, oh, Taiwan. Hello from Taiwan. Thank you for joining us. Um, you know, I visited. Okay, it's mucho hot, Mr. M in Nashville. So, um, Rachel, I've been to Taiwan. It's been well, I don't want to count how many years it's been, but it was a long time ago. I had a wonderful time in Taiwan. It was a wonderful place. So thank you for joining us from Taiwan. Okay. In Bakersfield, California. Thank you, Junior, for joining us from Bakersfield, California. Um, Tonight is like any other night, right? Meaning we're full of immigration. There's no news that has happened recently, right? There's no news whatsoever in immigration. Um, and I will talk about it if it comes up. But if it doesn't come up, it doesn't come up. But there's a lot of news as usual. Lots of very anxious people, a lot of questions, which is why I'm here. Okay. Rosalito, how are you? You're joining us from the Philippines again. I know that you are one of our devoted fans that join us most Mondays. So thank you again for joining us from the Philippines. Um, why don't I go ahead and answer this question? Okay, until now, you've been waiting for your priority date of November of 2013. But the Visa Bulletin here in the Philippines did not move. How can I follow up? So that was across the board, Joselito. Okay, across the board, it's the weirdest bulletin that I've reported on in quite some time. There was one change, and that was in Mexico. I forget which family category it was, but it changed by 7 days. It improved, but it was only one change by 7 days. Everyone else remained exactly the same as they did last month. Just statistically, I don't know what that means. I don't know the hocus pocus the government does to to change the dates from month to month to month. It's supposed to be a first in, first out processing time thing. I don't know if they went on vacation for the better part of the last 2 months to make the wait times not move at all. But Joselito, you're in the same boat as everyone else. So I apologize on behalf of the government of the United States of America that things are taking longer. But that's not always the case. Okay, so hang in there. So, um, oh, thank you, Mr. M. I'll let you put the plug in for me. For newbies of this Immigration Live with Lee, I have a lot of live questions and answers that I answer every Monday, but also on my YouTube channel. We always post this broadcast so people can look at it later on. And I always tell people go to my YouTube channel because I have a ton of videos, like 350 or some odd videos where I answer questions or I address concerns and questions that people have had over the years. So check it out. It's free and it's really good if I do say so myself. Okay. Um, so Joselito, you're F1, and my petition was okay. Once again, Joselito, hang in there. F1 is it's no longer the worst category, but it's pretty close. The F4 category, brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, is still the longest category, but F1, which are the children of U.S. citizens, is a close second, meaning there's a long wait for that category. Okay. Um, okay. So, Mr. M, you don't want to get into politics. I hate getting into politics too, but politics and immigration are like this. There's no way to get away from it. So I just try to be sensitive and respectful. So the question is, will the election really affect immigration visas? So I don't think so. That's an interesting question. Politics is going to affect a ton of stuff, including this pro in place program, right? Which we're seeing unravel before our eyes. That the program was started this week, right? Yeah, this week, and it's already almost going to be blocked. There's lawsuits. This is the new norm, right? Anytime there's a big announcement or a big executive action, especially, it actually is going to create major problems for people because it changes, right? It changes. Politics change everything. And this lawsuit for the Pro in Place program, who knows what's going to happen? But I was reading the argument that the Attorney General of Texas filed in federal court today. Some pretty big things in there. I'm not a judge. Thank God for that, because highly complicated area of law. It is going to have an impact. So elections absolutely will have an impact on immigration and whether people can move forward, whether they no longer have access to programs, which is why I always say, while a program exists, you got to take advantage of it because you just don't know if it's going to be blocked, if it's going to be removed, next president comes along. So it will absolutely be impacted by this election. This election, I mean, every election is like, oh, that's like no other election before. Yeah, I think this is a bit different, right? When you had an assassination attempt against Trump, you have Trump who is hugely popular and hugely hated. Okay, this is a big deal. Biden, there's a lot going on with Biden. Biden's no longer around. So this is a really strange election. So you got to get informed. You got to keep being informed so you know how to navigate the system. Okay. And this program will help you do that. Okay. So stick with me and I will do what I can to help people be informed. So let me go up here and look. Okay, processing time for the 131F. Of course, that's the new Pro in Place program. The processing times, well, what I'm seeing is they're really stinking quick. Why? Because the administration wants to get stuff done before the lawsuit gets filed, really is what it is. So they are actually approving the Pro in Place program really fast. I've got clients that we've got receipt notices. Of course, we got biometrics appointments scheduled already. We've got a lot of momentum, a lot going on with it. So it is going quicker than I really thought was going to happen. So it is going to go quick. Okay. So here we go. We have Guyana. We've got a friend from Guyana. Yolande has joined us the last several Mondays, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you again for joining. The question that Yolande has, I'm from Guyana. My fiancé petition was filed September of 23. Does that mean my priority date will be this September of 2024? I say that's a pretty safe bet, Yolande, because when I file these for my clients, it hovers around a year. Sometimes it can be less. for a fiancé visa. So I would say that that's a pretty safe bet that you're going to be getting good news in the very near future, which is right. It's August 26th. September is right around the corner. So you probably will be getting good information, good news very soon. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So Rachel from Taiwan is asking, ask questions on behalf of a friend. She's married here in Taiwan, but she goes to the United States for her ESTA visa. She met somebody and they are married there. Is that legal? Okay, there's always a ton of questions about how the marriage immigration stuff works. Is absolutely fine to get married in the United States, regardless of where you come from or anything like that, because getting married it's a state law. I don't know if that means a ton to somebody from another country, but in the United States, lots of things are state based. Family law is one of them. Marriage is one of them. So you absolutely have the right to get married regardless of the federal government, meaning immigration. Where it's tricky is that when you get married and you are married, moving forward with your immigration process, that's where it gets tricky. Because the thing is, if you if you haven't entered the right way, if you're not in the proper status, this administration has been really tough on people who have overstayed, either overstayed visas or have bounced out of their status. It can get very tricky. So with the ESTA visas are tricky because you're good for 90 days, right? So you don't have to get a regular visa. The problem is when you try to change your status from tourist to an immigrant visa, immigration says we don't like that because you are basically violating the purpose behind the ESTA, and we're not going to be cool with that. So there's typically problems with people who try to do that. It is possible. Immigration is very fickle, meaning they change how they feel about things on a daily basis. I've had clients that are totally cool. The government said nothing about it. And others, they sent a nasty gram saying, we're going to deny you and you need to get out of the country in 33 days. Okay. So it really depends. So a question like that, it depends on a lot of things. So your friend may need to schedule a time to talk to me about it. And let me go in here and put that link so that that you can give this to your friend, to schedule a time, book a time to talk to me about this kind of stuff. Because again, it's awesome to have access to this information on this program, but some things are just not really conducive to a quick live broadcast every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Detroit time. So that link I just put there, you might want to have your friend reach out to me, okay? And let me go back here. Tons of friends on our Instagram channel. So thank you for everyone joining us. Let me first see if anyone mentioned where they're joining us from. Is there an injunction against parole in place? I'll get to that in a second, okay? So I always ask people to say where they're joining us from. So Instagram, I don't see anyone else. We do have people from Taiwan today, from Guyana, from the Philippines. So thank you to everyone else who is from everywhere else. Okay. So real quick, what's the question here? Okay. So Joshua, I'm a U.S. citizen marrying a woman in India. She also has 3 children. Once I get back to the U.S., is the process for getting them here similar? So yes. Okay. So what you're talking about is a spouse visa. So you're a U.S. citizen. You're married to an Indian citizen. You're allowed to sponsor your wife and her children. If her children are minors, you can also help sponsor her children to come to the United States as the step parent. Okay. So you can definitely do that. we can help you. I can help you with that process. But yes, you have the right to do that. Okay. Indianapolis, Indy. I love Indy. I spent a lot of time down in Indy. It's a really cool town, man. So thank you for joining us from Indy. Um, so let me go back over here to see what our friends from Instagram, no, from YouTube. Okay. Um, what is the processing time for this 131F? I answered that. We got Michael. What else do you ask, Michael? My wife is waiting on a 601A waiver. Should we apply for the 131F? Michael, while the 131F exists, absolutely, you file for that sucker as fast as you possibly can, because it ain't going to be around for much longer. I'm just saying it. It's out there in the news. The lawsuit against the Biden administration is pretty harsh. So if anything, there's going to be an injunction against the government processing this. But to answer your question, regardless of that, if you have a waiver request and you have a pending immigration petition for your significant other, you absolutely have the right to do this 131F. Do it now before it's too late, okay? It might already be too late because we don't know if the government is going to end it. But unless you actually apply for it, you won't ever know, okay? I got a link to send you. I'm not sure how to do it. I'm not on my computer right here. But I will post a link for you. So I got to figure out how to get it on this borrowed computer, right? So in 1 second, I'll come back to you, Michael, to give you more information for that, okay? Alex, do you have an idea, will the processing time... Okay, so that's another of the same question. I just answered that. So Joselito, again, Joselito, it is the way it's been going for the last couple of years. It's nothing new. It's not going to change anytime soon. Junior, I got my biometric appointment scheduled for the I-131F. Excellent. Congratulations to you. You're on your path to success, that you got in under the wire. And anyone who's listening to my voice should be filing as soon as humanly possible, okay? If you need my help with that, use the link that I put on here already, and I can do that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yep, Rachel, my pleasure. Okay, let me go back over here to Instagram. Who do we have on Instagram and Facebook? Fort Wayne, Indiana, love it. I've been through there so many times. It's a great town. You guys have had a lot of really nice improvements over the last 5 years specifically. Is it better to bring someone on a married or engaged visa? That's a tough question. I have several videos that I will ask you to, Lecky. Go to my YouTube channel and look that up, because I have videos that talk about both. It really depends on your situation. It depends on job situation overseas. It depends on a ton of things. I typically say that if you can cut to the chase and get married in the other country and go straight to the spouse visa, it saves you time, it saves you money, right? Fiancé visa is amazing, but if you have the ability to meet together in another country and get married and start the process without having to worry about the fiancé visa, that's going to save you some time and money, okay? Let's see. Let me try to log into this email. Okay, I'm multitasking here, folks. I'm good at it, but it still takes a little bit of time. I want to post this question for Joseph. Okay, here's that link. Okay. I don't have a mouse here, so I have to figure out how to link. Okay. So I will ask Lilibeth if you can send me the link instead of posting the thing. I can cut and paste it. Otherwise, I can't because I don't have a mouse. Okay, so going back to Instagram, what do we have? Okay, I answered that last question. Okay. Let me go to my friends on YouTube. Okay, so no new questions there. So I'm still trying to get that that link for my friend Was it Alex? No, it was Michael. So I'm still working on that, Michael. But in the meantime, I had some questions um, that I wanted to ask that people asked me earlier. Okay, these questions from my YouTube channel. Um, okay, this is a really good question. I have a citizenship interview coming, but my husband and I have been separate. We're still legally married. They asked me for his birth certificate, which I don't have access to. What can I do? Anything in your power to get that birth certificate. Because if the government isn't satisfied about your relationship or where the person is coming from, they will not approve it. Um, so yes, so that's my advice to that client who asked that question earlier. Can I visit multiple countries on one travel with advanced parole? Advanced parole questions we get pretty regularly. Advanced parole allows people with certain types of status to leave the United States and return safely. Okay. With advanced parole, it's not what you do when you leave, it's what you do when you return. So if you have advanced parole, you can visit every country on the planet as long as you do it within the period of time that they allow you to leave and to come back. They don't care. The government doesn't care. They only care that you have the legal right to re-enter the country. So it doesn't matter how many countries you visit on that advanced parole. Okay. Um, okay. Um, so the question about the parole in place program. Can we fill out the application ourselves or do we need legal help? So the government designed it in a way for people to muddle through it themselves. The problem is not the application, okay? Because I filled out plenty of these things. They're not difficult, right? The problem is providing all the right documentation that immigration is still trickling out information for, okay? So fill out the application, not hard. Everything that comes after that, that is where it's difficult. The government doesn't provide any easy shortcuts for people who are going to go through the rest of the process, but the pro in place um, program is designed to be super duper easy, and then the hard part comes later. So reach out to an attorney for both so you don't have to worry about anything. Okay. um, Question: can we pay the filing fee for the parole in place with a money order? Negative, because it's all done online. So if you're filing online, you gotta pay the fee online. Okay. Good question here. I'll be going to the United States Coast Guard boot camp in a few months. Congratulations to you. Thank you for your commitment. I'm currently in a green card status. For my parents to apply for parole in place, military parole in place, don't get confused with the other parole in place. Do I need to be naturalized first? Yes. You do not have the right to sponsor your parents unless you're a U.S. citizen. You can sponsor a spouse as a green card holder for the military parole in place, but that's not true for parents. I mean, technically, you can sponsor them for the parole in place portion of it, but you can't sponsor them for the green card portion of it unless you're a U.S. citizen. Okay. Um, so let me see here. What are the questions that we have here? Um, okay. 1 second here. Okay, so Bianca on our YouTube channel. Bianca, can you? Okay, you want to know if your husband and you can qualify for this parole in place? Yes, based on everything I know about you, and I know a great deal because we worked with you for many years. Absolutely, you're eligible for this process. Reach out to my office so we can help walk you through it, and we can look at the information and make sure that nothing has changed. Again, I have good memories of a lot of my clients, but some things may have changed. So reach out to my office so we can make absolutely certain that there's nothing weird that invalidates your process. Okay. Um, let's see. Um, how do you? Okay. How do you check the Visa Bulletin to know what dates they are working with. Yolande, check my YouTube channel. I do a video every month that the Visa Bulletin comes out. So do a search, Visa Bulletin, and look up the month. And I've done a video about it. You can check it out, okay? Okay, so Yekersimi, how long the travel documents take right now? So the last time I did this was a few months ago, and if you're looking at travel documents, it depends on under what provision you're doing the travel document, okay? Um, because there's different requirements depending on your status or the process you're involved in. But I'm seeing right now for advanced parole, for example, for people with deferred action, um, it's taken about maximum 3 months. I had it approved in 3 months, earlier this year. It was super lightning fast. Okay. It was really fast. And I got in 3 months, and it blew my mind that I got that quickly. They're closer to that period of time for most of these type of travel requests. So there's your answer. Okay. Um, and you're from Michigan too. That's great. So thank you for joining us from Michigan. It's a great state. It's hot as heck right now. Okay. Um, Yeah, my pleasure, Bianca. Yeah, thank you, and reach out to Daniela or Jessica. We have Stephanie there, so they will get with you tomorrow. They're really darn good at doing that. We're very responsive, as you know. Right now, we're doing a heck of a lot of these pro in place while it still exists. So definitely don't let up on us, okay? Because we want to make sure we get you taken care of. Let me go back over to our friends on Instagram. Lots of people join us from Instagram, so thank you so much. So Joshua Mitchell from Michigan, can I get started on an I-130 form for my fiance and her children before we get married? Absolutely, Joshua. In fact, that is always my advice to people, is that we get started first so that you know everything you need to know before you go and get married. And it helps shorten the time down. So, Joshua, if you have not already seen the link I put above, check out my link so you can schedule a book a time to talk to me so we can help you figure out how to do this fiancé visa. Highly important, amazing process, but it's a bit complicated, okay? Do I need 10 years of paid taxes? Okay, so that is from Eddie Carlos. I'm not sure what that relates to because I don't see the front end of that question, okay? So, okay, 1 second. I'm being told that there's information that I need to put as copy a link. It's not here. It's not here, man. So sorry about that. I'm trying to get this link on the internet. I don't have a mouse, so I can't do certain things without my mouse. And the link is not in the email like it's supposed to be. And why am I telling you guys this? It's because really I'm talking through you to try to get a solution to this. But whatever. We're gonna have to figure it out later on. Okay. So again, lots going on. Lots going on. But the most important thing is for you guys to stay focused, stay switched into my broadcasts, to my YouTube channel, to my social media, so you get advice of different things as it comes along. That's the most important thing. It's going to get weird. It's going to get uncomfortable. They're going to be like really pissed off people. It's going to get ugly. But guess what? We move on and we do the best we can. And that's all you can do. So hang in there and stay in touch. If you need a consultation with me, you can always do that by scheduling a link. I mean, I have the link up there. You can use the link to schedule a consult with me so I can answer your questions. So I applied for immigrant visa for my 2 children. I got I'm multitasking again. I got my green card on February 2nd. Is the process going to take so long? Immigrant visas for my student. Okay, hold on that. I'm trying to do this here. Okay. Let me see. One second. I'm learning new tricks here, folks. So bear with me, okay? I'm gonna post this, see if it actually works. And lo and behold, it does. My wife just taught me how to fish. Okay, if you get the reference, you're welcome. Because now I know how to do it for next time. Okay, so let's see. Let me go on here and put the link here. Okay, so there's a link for my consultation. Also, yep, that's not the link I was hoping it was. So, okay, so I'm sorry for these technical difficulties here, folks. Okay, there we go. Now I got it. Okay, so I'm glad you stuck with me here. Here's the link. Okay, so what is this link that I'm posting? This is for people that have questions about the parole in place for spouses and stepkids of U.S. citizens. Click this link that I just posted. Okay, that'll take you to my website where I have a very handy deliverable for you. You can click on it. It helps you walk through the qualification process so you can see what the qualifications are to see if you can do this amazing program while it's still here. It's not going to be for long. So it's there. The link is there now. I figured out how to do it. Yay me. Check it out. It's designed so you can go through it without necessarily having to schedule a consultation. Definitely schedule a consultation if you have questions, okay? But it is there for you, so please check it out. Let me go here before we're done. We're 2 minutes over, but that's okay because we're having so much fun tonight, okay? So let me see if there's any other questions. Um, I thought I saw something here. So again, I do want to thank everyone for joining us. We have time for one last question. So one question, calling once, calling twice. I think I went all over all the questions from before. If I skipped it, it was not intentional. It's fast and furious here, moving all around, trying to get to all the different platforms. So if you have one last question, I will answer it. Whoever asks it first, I will answer. So please, you're welcome, Joshua. My pleasure. So please post the question before I sever the connection for tonight, which is cool because you can join in next week. So next week is next Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is Detroit time, New York time, East Coast time. You can check us out every Monday. So check us out next week. Have your questions ready. Otherwise, go to my YouTube channel, check out the video from this week and weeks past. You can see all the videos I do, plus all my question and answer videos, topical, tons of stuff. So check it out. If you got a question, the links I posted in the comments, so you can reach out directly to me if you want to book some time with me, or if you want to do the Pro in Place questionnaire to figure out if you are eligible for it. That's it for tonight, for this week. Thank you kindly for joining us from all of our friends, all of our different platforms, and all those wonderful countries. Thank you. See you next week, okay?